Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
The first one is titled, "My best friend is in love with my boyfriend." I don't know how to use Reddit. My boyfriend taught me, so everything I know is from him, and he recommended I get into the community, so here I am. I am 22, live with my boyfriend, am 22, and am friends with this guy, also am 22 lol. I've been friends with him for around 3 years. When I started college, I met him, and we clicked instantly. I introduced him to my boyfriend, who wasn't my boyfriend at the time but was a close friend of mine from high school. Friend, let's call him Harry. Not his name, but yeah. So Harry had this boyfriend since I met him, but they broke up a while ago, like in December or January, I think. I'm not really sure. Harry has always been the flirty type. That's his personality. He doesn't flirt with me, but he's flirted with my BF before, and I have told him to stop a handful of times. It all came to a head a few days, a weeks or two ago. My BF told me that Harry had come over and admitted his love for him. I was shocked, but deep down not surprised. I've seen the way he looks at him and have gotten jealous before. I'm just not one to talk about that kind of stuff. Also, I trust my BF and plan on being with him for the future and stuff. I call my friend and get really upset, and it turns into a yelling match where he's telling me he can't control his feelings. I feel kind of bad for him. A few days later, and here I am now. I feel like crap. I don't have many friends cause I'm extremely introverted and have already been dealing with depression and stuff, and just recently started seeing a therapist by my BF's recommendations. He sees one. I miss Harry. He was my best friend. And I hate not having any close friends other than my BF, since I don't want to lay everything on him. I'm asking what to do in this situation. Should I reach out to Harry and try to reconcile, or at least meet up with him to have a talk with the three of us together? I feel like we could reach a mutual understanding. My BF is iffy about it, but he wants to do what I want. But I'm not sure what I want. A user in the comments said, "I honestly think that your friend is the one who should be reaching out to you, because he is the one in the wrong. You shouldn't feel guilty or like you're the one to blame. I honestly can't be friends with someone who flirts with my BF and says they have feelings for them, but if you think you can, then by all means reach out to him, but don't feel like you should be the one apologizing." Another user said, "I wouldn't reach out. Harry can think about what he did, and if he's a good friend, he would apologize for breaching his best friend's intimate relationship. Up to you if you decide to be friends again. I personally wouldn't. Sure, he has feelings. He could have talked to you about them, since y'all so close. Not flirt and admit them to the love interest, your BF, hoping for a slim reciprocation. He can control his actions. People do it all the time. I would stay away. My best friend would not have done that. Don't hold on to people just because you've known them a while or are in short supply." The next one is titled, "Update. My best friend is in love with my boyfriend." I know the original post didn't get much publicity, but I wanted to do an update in case any of y'all were curious. Thank you for the support, and I took a lot of your guys' advice. I'm very grateful. So, my M22 and my boyfriend, M22, did get a call from Harry, M22, apologizing to us. He specifically called me but requested my boyfriend, WHO side note, is now my fiancé, so I am a very happy man anyways, smiley face. Also be at the phone with me. So, Harry went on this speech about how he knows he was in the wrong and that he wants to repair a friendship with both of us. This was about 2 days after I made the original post. And suddenly he claimed he no longer had feelings for my fiancé. Yeah, right. Of course, neither of us believed him, and honestly his apology was kind of crap. I realized through the comments that he wasn't a true friend, and through more self-evaluation that for a while he was using me to get close to my fiancé. That realization hurt a lot, and it definitely set back my development of getting over my social anxiety. I told Harry I didn't want to repair our friendship. That I had realized he was using me. And that he definitely wasn't over my fiancé just after 2 days. When he claimed to be in love with him for over a year. I told him how he blatantly tried to take away the love of my life and how much that deeply hurt me. Harry didn't take this well and exploded. He started cussing me out. Saying how he honestly could care less about my feelings. How I was never a very good friend. How I have a tendency to push people away. Again, that's why it hurts so much losing him and feeling betrayed, because I already have a difficult time keeping friends in the first place, cause it's hard not to push people away. He told me he only stayed my friend for the past few months to try to get in my fiancé's pants. Accused my fiancé of seducing him. Honestly hilarious, because my fiancé has a hard time flirting with me because he gets so shy. Adorable though. He also claimed that I cheated on my fiancé with his ex-boyfriend. Not true. At that point he was just trying to convince my fiancé to break up with me again over the phone. I hung up and blocked him after giving him a few harsh words. So, it's been a few days since then. My fiancé and I joined a book club as one of the commenters suggested, since he and I both take interest in books. And things are looking up. He introduced me to some people he knew that I shared a major with, and it's nice to have people that like what I like. And I'm starting to put myself out there more with the help of my fiancé. And I proposed clearly. The whole thing kind of made me realize how much I loved him, and I was already planning on proposing anyways. We had gone to a place that was special to us from when we were teenagers, and we hadn't been in about 4 years. So, I proposed there. And he said yes. And now I'm very happy and could honestly care less about Harry. Thanks to everyone who commented smiley face. Much love. The next one is titled, Cheat on Me and Have Your New Loudmouth Husband Validate Your Actions Because I Was Too Busy Mourning for My Dead Brother. Let's see how your new husband likes it when the shoes are on the other foot, and let me know how losing literally everything goes while I get full custody of the dog and children. My uncle's revenge and how he stripped his wife of everything. From status, children, family, dog and money. Here it goes. So, my uncle and his wife had a very good relationship. They did everything together. She was a good mother but was dependent on my uncle for money. He earned while she stayed at home king another man and looking after the kids, 6 and 12. What a nice right. A really lovely and caring wife. For more context, my other uncle had died, so of course my uncle was mourning for a few months. He wanted love and to be cuddled and not to have sex. Well, his wife didn't care. She would give him a kiss and a quick hug, then carry on doing WTF she was doing, such as cooking and cleaning. We would ask him how is it that she seems so distant, and his reply was that everyone deals with grief a certain way. Turns out her grieving process included cheating with another man, a family friend of all things. My uncle's brother had died, and during this time they had many friends visit them at their house, especially from a family friend they had known forever, who would visit with his child so that the children could play while the grown-ups talked to each other. My uncle didn't think anything of it or the frequency of which this man would visit, especially when it was during the day. He thought it was a drop-off his son kind of thing, so the children could play. That was until his little boy, my cousin, drew a picture he wanted to show to Daddy. My uncle, my little cousin, said it was a secret, and Mommy said, family friend, and her were playing a new game that only they could play. That already made my uncle suspicious. But never did he think his wife would ever cheat on him, especially since he was still in mourning. In fact, we were all shocked. This woman is so prim and proper to AT, with a clean house, good mannerisms, fine clothes and upturned nose. His son proceeds to take out a crumpled piece of paper which he had hidden from under his bed and shows it to my uncle, saying he went to fetch it from the bin after his mommy threw it away. It was a drawing. He has explained that Mommy had told him not to draw her and the family friend again. 'Cause it's a private game that nobody can know about. However, my uncle's son, feeling hurt, went to retrieve his drawing and thought perhaps Daddy might like to see it and give him applause, because he thinks that he can draw so nicely, and Daddy would like to see. It turns out after some explanation that it was a drawing of family friend sticking his PP next to Mommy's wee wee. My uncle took pictures of the drawing while crapping himself and recording everything his son said about what he drew. He asked things like when and where mommy was playing these games. Turns out she did it when she thought the kids were busy during the day outside playing, and that she basically had sex around the whole house while locking the doors and leaving the kids without supervision for a few minutes. He also found out that the older kids made their own game of observing the adults having sex and would listen or watch the adults doing their thing through doors and curtains from outside, while the young son, who drew the picture, would make noises to pretend to be busy playing outside so as not to alert the adults. The children would essentially take turns to see what family friend, my uncle's wife, was doing out of curiosity. This coming from the most self-important, prim and proper woman you'd ever meet. Do you know what her response was to my uncle when he asked her why, after finding out that they were together in his house with the children around, that he paid for, as her lazy ass wanted to stay at home? She said, and I kid you not, you wouldn't give me what I needed, sex, and kept denying me, so I went to look for it somewhere else, and something along the lines of, I had a right to do it since you weren't giving me what I needed or caring about me, loving me, etc. Can you believe it? Not only did the kids see that nonsense, not only did she neglect them for selfish reasons and lock them outside in a few minutes, not only did she cheat as he was mourning for his brother, she had the sheer audacity to claim it was because of him, and she as a wife has sexual and fulfillment needs, that needing to feel wanted and loved was important for a woman like her. Move on a few months, they get divorced, they share custody of the dog, children, while she gets married to the guy she cheated on him with. On top of that, the guy who was a family friend also had the audacity to speak up and say that what she did was right and that my uncle should have taken care of her, etc. Imagine thinking you know and have a say in someone else's marriage and help to break it up. That it's fine to do. Do you know what my uncle did to his wife? He ruined her for cheating and leaving him to marry someone else, the family friend, as well as make his life hell. He actually messed up both their lives and got full custody of his children. And yes, it was amazingly rewarding. Even for us. She left my uncle for someone else. He is being who he was, tried letting it go. He tried to forgive her, went to church, prayed for her to have a good life, never spoke bad about her, and so on. Then one day she started talking to him about having the kids stay over at her house. This continued to her texting messages about how she missed him. He finally caught a wake up and caught on to what she wanted. She wanted to be with him, perhaps cheat with him on her new husband, and kept sending him messages about how she missed him. Thus, he used her feelings and urges to manipulate her into sending tons of backed up sexts and videos to him by leading her on, which he finally then sent to her new husband. This was while they were trying for a baby with each other. But this stay-at-home wife would now learn her lesson. In fact, they both would. It taught them both a lesson. She will always cheat. The family friend who defended her cheating and married her would learn what it's like to be in my uncle's position, since he liked to talk so much. She did it to her husband, now does it to him. Karma, because people informed me that I had spelled it as calm. Thanks for the notes and various entertaining arguments regarding my spelling. Serves you right for helping her cheat and defending her. Let's see what you say now, you on the other side of the story. Don't be a lazy stay-at-home mom without a job, etc. to fall back on. Then when the new husband left my aunt, she couldn't take care of the children, and the laws in my country are funny, and she carelessly signed a prenuptial. She was left out on the street, not being able to care for her children. She had no experience and no fine clothing or jewelry anymore to act like a proper prom and proper B***tch, as if she has class because she has someone else money. So, he ended up with full custody of the dog and his children. Win-win for everyone. Except on the cheating woman and the loudmouth husband. Not so nice when the shoe is in the other foot, friend. Peas. She never got that class wasn't what you had but how you behaved. She thought class was having an iPhone, dressing well and having tidy house while thinking lower of other working people. When she didn't work for her money. I know poor people who basically have nothing, who have more class than she ever will, as they know how to behave, treat, help others. Edit. My uncle is rich, smart enough to use already rich family money to make him richer. The family friend was just as rich, so she clearly has a type. It's called wealthy. My uncle was clever before getting married, the same for this guy. When she got married to this guy after divorcing him, she lost the money she was entitled to every month as well as the monthly childcare money when she lost her children. What money she was able to get from my uncle she spent quickly. I am talking 5-star hotels and $1,000 cruises, clothes with her new husband. Her honeymoon and wedding alone cost her almost $1 million for her half of the event, which lasted like 2 months, including places around Dubai, shopping trips and the Mediterranean. Not to mention being a good mommy, she spoiled her kids crazy so they would love her and new dad as well, not that he tried much for her children. She didn't take care of what money she was spending or what the prenup entailed, thinking the new husband would treat her fairly like my uncle. She was literally left on the street after being kicked out. She begged and pleaded for shelter as well as to see her children. I mean, she was a decent mother besides the children seeing you have sex part. But eventually that stopped when she disappeared to who knows where. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.